night. So once we finish with the cast, I'm gonna have to get ready and then head on out to close up my business.
Oh man, long night.
It's not that bad. No, literally, it's 12 to 3:30.
Oh, okay.
Like
Oh,
I
guess it's not too bad.
no, man. I'm literally gonna go there, maybe serve drinks for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then 2 o'clock. It's last call. Like around 2:15, 2:30, they got people start getting the fuck out of there, and by 3, like it's like you shut stuff down. You're cleaning up the kitchen, the bar. It doesn't take that long to do because I actually had my shit renovated when we opened the place to have stuff easy to clean. Because most restaurants, it's bitch to clean the kitchen. We had our shit made in such a way, and we got the equipment in such a way that everything is, you can take it out, you can clean it. The grease traps, you can take it out and clean it. You can drain the grease in a controlled way. You can clean the shit easy. I also had the place fumigated like 3-4 times before we moved anything in there, so I'm trying to keep it. I got it vermin free. I'm trying to keep it vermin free.
Yeah, that makes sense. But in any case, we are live with another episode of Project Console, Daemon Portal, which is a play on for people who follow computer stuff. It's a play on software. There's like a software like
Daemon Tools.
Daemon Tools, which is like a remote accessing software, but with the but we'll get to the meaning of why I chose this topic later. But in any case, what like to introduce yourself, Mr. Red Fox?
Yeah, this is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor BS Busters. Always glad to be on another cast, especially one that I don't have to, run myself. So yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So one of the big stories that happened over the weekend, Starfield was leaked out, and somebody had the bright idea to record themselves and parade themselves stealing copies of Starfield and playing it, and they ended up getting arrested. And I just find it hilarious that people record themselves doing crimes. Back in my day, we didn't want to know. We didn't want people to know what we were up to.
That is true.
I don't get this generation of kids. What the heck's going on? Is it just fame? They just want to be famous so bad? Is that what? It's when people they just want the attention.
Well, that and also people are stupid. Most criminals are stupid. That's why they're criminals. Because smart people don't. Smart people realize that the penalty for crime isn't worth the crime itself. But then again, I mean, look, man. We live in a world where people people do crimes and then they want to tell everyone about it.
Yeah.
They want to put it on Twitter. Let everyone know about the crooked shit they're doing.
Yeah, they wanna parade around and talk about oh look what I did. Look how I screwed somebody. Look how I fucked somebody over today, guys. Aren't you?
Yeah.
Aren't you proud of me? It's like
yeah.
Wow.
People don't understand that the great thing about crime is when you don't tell people what you did, so then they don't know.
Yeah, you don't want people.
I know that's a hard concept for some people to understand, but like me, I don't want people to know the shit I do.
Yeah, you don't. Exactly. It's like You want to get in, sneak in, get the treasure, leave without anybody finding out, and then when they come back the next day, like, oh no, who did it? And you're just in your hovel somewhere, whistling Dixie, acting like nothing happened. But for some reason, kids today are a lot of these kids just like to videotape themselves, being like, "Look at that! Look how sneaky I am!" And it's just like you're on camera. You're video recording yourself on camera. Oh
Well,
man.
what really happened is that like 9/11 happened, and people, like, we already were kind of going towards a surveillance state, but 9/11 happened, so people had an incentive to put cameras on everything. And then smartphones came out, and smartphones had cameras on them. And so, like, I mean, it's a good thing that we have cameras, because when people who normally get away with doing fucked up shit, and like with impunity, for example, we saw last year a man was murdered,
Yeah.
and we videoed, and it was videotaped by bystanders. He was murdered by the police. Uh, and normally the cops be like, "Ah, oh, take that camera off. You can't." Well, actually, yeah, people can videotape you. But the thing is, people don't understand that if you put shit in writing, if you take videotapes of yourself doing something, that's evidence, folks.
Yeah.
People can see. Oh yeah, yeah, you did that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think you understand the gravity of your situation, sir. You fucked up.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Can you understand? Can you say I fucked up in Espanol? I can't. I could probably look it up via
Yeah.
uh uh Google Translates though.
So, is there anything else you'd like to say about this topic?
Well, okay, I'm gonna do a little disclosure here. I pre-ordered the game. I got the special edition that comes with all the bells and whistles, and you get it a day early. Um, so what I'm about to say is gonna not really blow anyone's mind, but just be interesting. Uh, I'm looking forward to the game. It's probably not going to be very good, but it's going to have the normal Bethesda isms we're used to. But I'm still looking forward to it anyway. Um, but yeah, yeah, like like I remember back in the day, Amazon would basically give you, like, you could get stuff early before the street date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was cool, And you know what? I didn't do anything. I just went and got the stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like, I've never in my life, like, why do you have to just keep your mouth shut and just get your stuff?
Keep your mouth shut, get your stuff, and leave everybody alone. I don't know. But there was some more clowning that happened over the weekend, and people were fooled yet again. So apparently there was this big rumor about the Nintendo Switch 2, which was uh,
You mean the
apparently the
Nintendo Focus?
yeah, Nintendo Focus. So here's the thing. There was an article that was written several years before the Nintendo Switch came out, at least a year before the Switch came out, called the rumored console that Nintendo was coming out with was going to be called the Nintendo Focus. So
Uh,
they pulled the same thing again. People, you need to quit hiding your own Easter eggs. This is a case of people hiding their own Easter eggs. So it's just like,
so they
uh,
did the same shit as before.
yeah, yeah, it's the same thing. And it's kind of funny that people didn't really catch the fact that the logo, uh, I didn't notice until somebody pointed it out. But you'd figure publications would catch on the fact that the logo looks a little too much like AMD's logo. Some weird things are going on with the way this is being presented. But No, it's like, well, we'll just hide our own Easter eggs again and we'll get clicks because people are stupid and they tend to forget pretty easily.
Yeah, yeah. People are gullible. Well, because people are tricking themselves because they want to believe. You know, people are invested in Nintendo making a certain console a certain way, and I'm like, okay, that's cool and all, but I just want to let you know, okay. Yes. At this point, the Switch is what, 7 years old?
Yeah.
Six,
Yeah.
7 years old. I'm gonna say 7 years old.
Yeah, it's 7. Pretty much.
7 years old. Okay. It just cracked uh, the sales numbers of the Wii. Now, here's the problem with that. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Here's why that's a problem. Because the Wii cracked 101 million in 5 years.
Yeah.
The Switch cracked 101. It surpassed that in 7, which means that uh, the sales numbers slowed way the fuck down in the last 2 or 3 years. Um, and Breath of the Wild 2 didn't really. The people who already had Switches got that game. I don't think people went out of their way to get a Switch for that game. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna hurt some people's feelings, but I don't care because I'm not emotionally invested in a video game company. Basically, at this point, it's a foregone conclusion that this game is Tears of the Kingdom was their big game for the end of the Switch's life cycle.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, either this year or next year, they're going to announce their successor, and it's probably going to come out. If they announce it this year, if they announce it next year, they'll probably announce it in like the end of their fiscal year, and then come out with it in November or September, October, around that point.
Yeah.
Okay. I think what they probably do, Mario Wonder will probably be a cross-platform game for both of those games, or not. I don't know. This is Nintendo. Nintendo's weird.
Yeah.
They're a weird
Well,
fucking company.
yeah, it'll be something weird, something we're not sure about. We'll either love it or we'll hate it. Um,
I mean, look, the fact of the matter is that they're definitely going to keep backwards compatibility with the Switch because you're not going to throw away an audience of, over 100 million. It's just, that's not.
yeah, you want to try to retain as many of those people as you can. And
Yeah,
backwards compatibility is another way to do it. I know
yeah.
companies have been bitching
Although,
about
considering
limiting.
that Nintendo's made a lot of money selling these damn people the same shit again, inferior versions of the same game, they might not do that. They might say, fuck it. And these dumbasses will buy the shit again, so why should we have backwards compatibility?
Yeah, and some of these companies were complaining about, oh, backwards compatibility is a bad idea because uh, they didn't say this out loud, but we all know what they were thinking. Oh, it's because we can't resell the game again to these dumbasses. They keep buying because
Yeah,
they'll just buy it again. They've bought it.
they'll just buy it
It
again.
worked
I
before.
mean, look at the people who bought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and New Super Mario Brothers U.
Yeah,
Hell, they got me with 3D World,
yeah, yep.
but I didn't pay $60 for it. I bought it used. So yeah, because no, it wasn't. I got a sale where it's like buy two, get one at Target.
Yeah.
So my point behind all this is to simply say this.
Don't be a Nintendo. Don't be a Nintendo fanboy.
Nintendo. Here's what my point is to simply say this. The Switch is entering the end of its life cycle. Okay,
Yeah.
Get get it through your thick fucking head, okay?
Yeah, and people
And
want to see something new.
well, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of games on the Switch run like ass. Okay?
There's that. Yeah. That's true.
And I personally like as someone who has gotten back into PC gaming where, like I have the specs to run Starfield at 4K 60 frames per second or higher, but I'm going to run it at 2K 120. It's really hard for me to go to a game that's struggling to run at 720p and can't do 30,
Yeah.
which is what the Switch, most of the games on the Switch are. Even if you do the fucking docked,
Alexa,
it
land on
up-res it to
temperature
1080.
timer.
It's native 720. It's all 720.
It's set to
So I'm tired. I'm tired of mediocrity. Like, and here's the thing: it's not like I'm asking for something that's astonishing. I just want all I want. All I want is 1080p 60.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too much to ask. Like you say that to Nintendo fans, they're like, "Oh no, that's too much." I'm like, but it isn't though.
Yeah.
1080p 60 is not too much to ask. It's not expensive.
Yeah, but they want to maximize. It's like every other company; they want to maximize their profits. But at this point in the game, it can't cost that much to make a capable 1080 60 machine. At
No,
this point,
literally,
it
they
can't.
would just have to get the next gen of the Tegra chip that the Switch has, and they could get 1080p solid.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not asking for them. Look, I don't want 2K, 4K. I just want 1080 60.
yeah,
And really, it's those damn frame dips that piss me off. I don't really care about the other shit. It's like playing a game that literally is like stuttering and jittering on shit that it should be able to handle.
yeah.
And you mentioned that. Oh no, don't say that. The Nintendo fanboys get mad when you say that. They're like, oh,
Yeah, yeah,
you just want 1080p 60 frames per second. I don't think that's too much to ask.
yeah. I was listening to a Nintendo fanboy podcast. I won't say the name of it, but I was listening to it.
What,
Some days ago.
Shadowcast?
I wasn't gonna say it, but okay, it's out there now.
I mean, they
All
are
right,
clearly.
let's go ahead.
Look, listen. I didn't listen to it, but I mean, look, listen. Listen. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because they, especially Shadow Fox, that guy does know the technical aspects of stuff. So I'll give him
Yeah.
credit for that. But I mean, listen. I just want 1080p 60 frames per second.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
I think it's
Hell, I'll take seven if they can't do 1080, do 720 60 solid. That's it. That's all I want. I just want really it's the solid frame rate I want. I'm tired of jutters and jips and jutters. And these are first party games that are running like shit. It's not like back in the day where it's like, okay, Nintendo first party, that's gonna run really well. Third party's gonna run like shit, but I don't get a Nintendo system for third party games. Even the first party games aren't running very well on this hardware.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But what did the Shadowcast say?
And I just it wasn't. It's just I think they defend Nintendo just a little too hard. Like I get they know what they like I said, Shadow Fox, he knows what he's talking about. He's pretty much the most knowledgeable. I think even more knowledgeable than some of these people. A lot of these people at these big publishers when it comes to computers and when it comes to graphics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I I think sometimes they beat around the bush when it comes to the Switch. You know, I feel like that with a lot of Nintendo people is like, you know, I'm not saying the Switch has to be the PS5 or the Xbox Series X. Rather, I'd rather it not be those consoles. It's just, you know, when your
No,
first party games aren't running as, you know,
exactly.
when your first party games are crashing, it's just like, wait, what? Wait, what's going on here? I
Yeah,
expect this
that's
from
my
third
issue.
party, but
Like, I
first
don't
party,
want it. Yeah, I don't want the Switch to be like the. I don't want it to be like the PC. I don't want it to be like the Xbox 360, the Xbox Series X. I don't want it to be like the PS5. Here's all I want. Okay, I want it to be a handheld where first party games aren't having major performance issues because Nintendo compromised on the hardware so much. Now, here's the thing: I don't mind paying if that means they have to increase the price of their next handheld from like what the Switch launched at $299
yeah,
to if they have to do $349 or even $399. I'll take that. I will gladly pay $400 if it's like okay, you pay $400, but we have a real D-pad on the fucking left-hand side, and we have a real D-pad, and the console fucking and the console fucking and you know first party because I don't give a fuck about third party games because if I really want to play a third party game, I'll play it on PC.
yeah.
Or my PS4 or my Xbox One, Xbox Series X. Like I'll play it on something else. I don't have to play it on the Switch. But the first party games are running like ass, man.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like I said, like Breath of the Wild crashed on me like 4 or 5 times. Um, I had first part like in games that weren't taxing. Like I had Lego Batman crash on me on the game on the system.
I remember, you know, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with its, you know, freaking
Crashed.
either
Like if you
crashed or
fast
it's
travel
loading
to an
in.
area, it's like loading in the area. It's like I'm not supposed to see this part of the game,
Yeah, it's like 15. It take you know it takes a few seconds for like half the other textures to load in, so you don't see.
and that's because the hardware is underbaked.
Yeah,
Okay, it's fucking underbaked. All right.
combination of that and Unreal Engine being weird, but yeah, it.
No, it's the hardware.
No,
It's the hardware.
I remember that. I remember that problem on the 360 where you had.
Yeah, but that's a system from 15 goddamn years ago, man. This
Yeah,
is hardware that yeah, the Switch is using old tech, but it's not 15-year-old tech, okay?
no, I'm just saying that Unreal
This is
Engine.
this is the hardware, man.
I'm just saying that Unreal Engine has some weird quirks. That's all I'm saying, and that those quirks have been around for. Still have been around, at least the older version of Unreal Engine, which that game I believe was using. Uh, I think I've still seen that in even newer games where it just
All
has
right. Okay.
this weird tech, but it was really bad on Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I won't take
Yeah.
the hardware thing away from you. It was kind of
Here's the thing, okay? If that happened during the 360 era, it's because the game they had a limited amount of time to work on the code, and it was probably across 3 SKUs: PS3, Xbox 360, PC. Fair. They only had to make it for one system.
yeah.
There's no excuse for that except for the hardware couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of those first year games were also games that might have been they
Rushed.
might have been
They were originally on the Wii U, and they were like,
yeah.
shit, the Wii U's failing. So let's just port this shit over to the Switch and do the bare minimum.
Yeah. Because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 needed at least another few months in the oven. Should have came out maybe February, March 2018.
Yeah, it needed at least another 9 months to a year.
Also, there are other problems aside from there are other
The overly
problems.
simplified combat system, the
The
like every Xenoblade
tutorials.
Chronicles game since X is them stripping out features to simplify it down, and I'm like in Xenoblade. Like, here's the thing: Xenoblade on the Wii, every character could wear a different outfit, and you saw like they could wear two outfits. They could wear their combat outfit and their stat outfit. And you could basically choose, I want to see the cosmetic outfit, but this is their combat outfit that is what their stats are. And then Xenoblade Chronicles X, you could do the same thing. It went even further. And then Xenoblade
Yeah.
Chronicles 2, they stripped that out.
Yeah.
You know, and Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and X, you could aim for different enemies' body parts in order to destroy their ability to attack you with different attacks. You can't do that in Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like just the continuously just like stripping out features is what bothers me.
Yeah.
But you know, what do I know? I'm just some guy. You know, let's move on. I'm not gonna keep on harping on. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, even though I could. I could
Yeah.
beat a dead horse, but I won't. I won't beat a
Yeah.
dead horse.
And speaking of, while we're still on the topic of fanboys, let's talk about Sony fanboys being mad that Baldur's Gate is no longer as timed and exclusive as they thought it was going to be. Um, you guys weren't going to play this game anyway. You guys are going to play this game for
Well,
15 seconds.
no,
You're
no. The
gonna get. You're
PlayStation's the
gonna get.
dude bro console this generation. It's
Yeah,
been the dude bro console for the last two console gens.
they weren't gonna play this game anyway. Like they were gonna get to the floor, get to the first dice roll, get frustrated, and then turn it off. This is
No, they
why.
were gonna die. They might make it out of the Cthulhu. Sorry, the Illithid ship, and then get to that first area and be like, "Fuck it," and get rid of it. Like
Yeah,
here's the thing: PlayStation fanboys, Sony fanboys don't seem to realize that Sony is not a great console brand. You think it is, but it really isn't. Okay, their first party games are like everyone's like, "Oh man, Insomniac's Spider-Man game is amazing." I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about Insomniac's Spider-Man game. The gameplay is the same shit we were doing in the 6th gen with Spider-Man 2.
yeah.
Nothing changed.
It's a beautiful looking.
It's the refinement of that. It looks
Yeah.
great, but the swing mechanics, the combat is better. But aside from that, it's the same shit they did 3 console gens ago.
Yeah,
Just
it's
prettier.
yeah, it's a really beautiful Spider-Man too. But you know what?
Okay,
For me,
and here's the
I'm
thing: there's
fine with
nothing
it.
wrong with that because they haven't done it. Like Treyarch did Spider-Man 2. It hasn't gotten better. There hasn't been a Spider-Man game that has done that as well as Spider-Man 2. So you to copy what ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm not gonna lie, it's ingenious, but it's like everyone's like, oh man, Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, they're so revolutionary. It's fucking Metroid Prime it's rated M Metroid Prime.
Yeah,
You go to an area, it's like, oh, this area looks nice and peaceful, and then the door is locked behind you. It's like, oh shit, it's an arena. I have to kill all these enemies before I can move on. And then there's secrets in the little room. That's Metroid Prime.
yeah,
Okay? These aren't revolutionary innovations in game design. It's them taking a good formula and bringing it to a next generation.
yeah,
Okay? Let's just okay, let's just okay. That being said, Sony's games, Sony fanboys just want their console to win. That's all it's about. They want their fucking console to win. They're like someone who cares about a football team even though the football team is trash. Okay?
yeah,
All right. Sony knows that Microsoft just got the okay to buy ABK. They also have Starfield coming out. Literally, let me explain something to you. What's about to happen to Sony, okay, with Starfield coming out. Microsoft for the next 10 years is going to take a salami and shove it up their ass. No lube.
Yeah.
Because Bethesda fanboys buy Bethesda games. Especially single player games that are heavily moddable. Shit. And it's only on PC and Xbox? Shit.
Yeah. And
So yeah.
so what happened was that Baldur's Gate is coming to the series consoles, but the caveat
Yeah.
for the S, there won't be split screen. Don't really know a lot of people that are going to be playing this game split screen, unless you
Well,
have a
there's not going to be split screen co-op at launch.
yeah.
It just means
Unless you
that
have yeah, it just means that it'll probably come later down the road.
yeah, it'll come later,
Yeah,
which is okay
yeah,
because look, man, I have a lot of coworkers, well, people who work for me who are like, yeah, we're like they're into D&D and they're like, well, my choice is I can either play a tabletop game with my friends or I can go play co-op, like online co-op with my friends. And look, man, look, Larian is doing what BioWare should have done years ago, but didn't have the balls to do because they were bought by fucking EA. Larian is a studio that for the last 20 years they've done nothing but refine their skill at making computer RPGs. And they took all that experiential knowledge and put it towards making a really great computer RPG.
yeah. It's impressive about their games. I think Divinity 2 does this. I'm not sure. I think the first Divinity has multiplayer, but at least
Yeah, yeah, it
yeah,
does.
they're really good at creating multiplayer games without severely sacrificing the gameplay. Uh,
Well, I mean, it's sacrifice, but it's not like other multiplayer games where it's like you're playing the Old Republic and you're in a instance and you're like, okay, I'm a Jedi, so I have to play this like a Jedi, but everyone in your group is a dick, so you kill the guy instead of just reprimanding him and destroying his console. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
It's like you gave me dark side points, you bastard. I'm trying to play play up to the light side, bitch.
yeah, yeah. So apparently, since they this got announced, they needed a new bullet in the chamber because that was the big. I still can't believe that grown ass people get so get
Butt
so
hurt.
butthurt about not having a game be exclusive to their platform.
Well, I
Why do
mean,
you
because
care?
you want to know why? I'll explain it to you, okay? Because they don't have lives or any other identity outside of what they play on,
Yeah, that's crazy.
right? Like here's the thing, right? when a game like my only issue when a game doesn't stay exclusive is I'm like, okay, how are they going to replicate those exclusive features in other systems? Like Wonderful 101 came to other platforms. Wonderful 101 is really at its best on its original platform because it was designed for that platform.
Yeah,
Okay? Like like playing Wonderful 101 on PC doesn't feel right because you
yeah, it's
need
kind
that
of
second
annoying.
screen experience.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it doesn't. It's like Star Fox Zero, to its detriment, had to have a second screen experience. That game is worsened by it having those gimmicks. It breaks up the flow of gameplay. It's like, oh man, I want to fly my R wing or whatever. Oh shit, I gotta drop this little robot thing out and press this button. It's like this breaks up game.
yeah,
Like this really fucks up the gameplay. Like why would you do that? It's shit like that. It's like this is not this doesn't make the game fun to play. And if you say that, people get mad. They're like, "Don't say that.
yeah, yeah,
Don't say that. I love my game. It's best. It's the best game ever."
yeah, yeah. So it's just like they get, and it's just. I mean, it's like you guys have nothing else outside. You don't go outside. You don't you don't have hobbies outside of gaming. You don't you know. Everybody uses "you don't have a girlfriend" argument. I mean, there's other stuff. There's other stuff besides being in a relationship that could occupy your time. I
I
don't know.
mean,
It's just
the
it's
thing
just a
is, it's
lot.
like gaming is a hobby. It is a recreational activity. Um, but there isn't like you can do other recreational activities aside from just gaming. There's reading, there's writing. If you're in a position in your life where you're trying to move up in your career, go take some classes.
Yeah.
Go do something. Do something aside from just being caught up in video games. I love video games, but I do other shit besides play video games.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna um, I'm gonna piggyback off of something you said earlier because I have to say it. I remember I had a conversation with a mutual friend of our casts. And he was like, "Yeah, well, the Switch is having issues, but AMD Pfizer will really help." I'm like, "That's not going to fix the issue
UDFX.
because in order to use Pfizer, you have to have a decent graphics card and with enough VRAM in order for it to offload those computations."
Yeah, um that whole FSR thing, right? That the whole that stuff is really bad. That stuff's really best for like older RTX cards, more recent AMD cards.
Yeah,
I mean, you can get it to run on other stuff, but it's
yeah, but
not.
no, sorry, go ahead.
But I mean, it's the Tegra. It's like it's almost a 10-year-old processor.
Yeah,
All right, you
yeah,
just need to chill.
yeah. The thing is like on older RTX cards, you still need like there's a whole support system that helps that work. And even then you're only getting the top 30% performance for that. It's still not it makes something that might be unplayable to be slightly more playable, but it's still not going to be what it would if you had the specs to run it properly. Um
Like the DLSS 3.0. Everybody was pissed that it was only exclusive to the 40 series, 40 series cards. But when people are able to hack like the 30 series RTX cards and get it to work, there was hardware limitations. So there's actually a legitimate reason why the DLSS 3.0 was limited to the RTX 40 or yeah 40 series
yeah,
cards because there was
because it
hardware
requires a
limitations.
huge amount of VRAM
Yeah,
to get it to run properly.
yeah. So it's
It's
just
expensive. It's resource intensive to do it.
yeah. It's this stuff isn't magic. You still have to take into consideration hardware. Uh, and I know optimization um, obviously is important, but you can only optimize things so so much before it's like, well,
Yeah,
this is all I can do because the hardware.
yeah. You need like with AMD, you need decent specs in order to get it to work properly. Now, like I said, I have like my PC, the one that I had built for me, uh, is slightly below top of the line. Like I have a
Yeah,
790 XT.
yeah,
The only one above mine right now is a 790 XTX.
yeah,
Okay, so right below there, I have 128 gigs of RAM. Okay, liquid cooling, two M.2 drives. Now, so like I said, slightly below the top of the line. Okay, slightly. It's like I have a Mustang, I don't have a Shelby. Okay, in terms of
yeah,
computers. All right,
yeah,
listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you. Okay, I use Pfizer on my PC. I see no discernible difference on how well it works. But like I said, I have a almost top of the line PC, AMD
yeah.
build PC. Okay, I have the top of the line CPU in my PC. It's a 700. It's a 7800 X3DX.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, look, listen. Okay, I like this PC will be able to carry me for the next 5 7 years. No upgrades to the
Yeah.
hardware in terms of CPU, GPU. I might have to add another. I might have to add a expansion for solid state drives, but I'm waiting until the expanders have better read write speeds for the channel lanes for the buses because I don't just want to put something inferior in there that I'm gonna have to upgrade in a year or two.
Yeah.
But if I was running a 580, a 60, a 690 Raytheon, a 690 Radeon, which if you go on Steam, there's a lot of people rocking those 690s. Pfizer might help on some mid-tier games that maybe they chug, maybe they're like in the mid-teens. If you're running at 720p and maybe you can get using Pfizer, you can get it up to like 30.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think a 690 Radeon's probably running better than the Switch. Because I had a 790 Radeon. It was a good little graphics card.
Yeah.
Anyway, like you were saying, with PlayStation, yeah, I agree. They're basically fucked. Like the Sony fanboys are just mad that they're just mad that Sony is they're just mad that Sony is losing an exclusive because their identity is tied up. It's like we had someone on our mutual cast who was their identity was tied up in Nintendo,
Yeah.
and it's like you can't be tied like you can't be tied you can't let something be tied up into your identity like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
Or at least not the sole part of your identity. Now, it's one thing if it's a part, if it's like a single part of it. Like, hey, yeah, I like to play video games. Um, but like if you ask me to describe myself, I like to play video games. I also like to read. I also like to do tabletop gaming. I also am taking classes at my local uh, college to expand my knowledge. Uh, like I'm constantly trying to like I do a lot of shit. I review movies. Like it's not just I just play video games. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all you do. You just play video games, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, um, PlayStation Portal is dumb. I think that's all we need to say about that. Um,
I disagree.
it,
I disagree. Here's what I'll say: the idea behind PlayStation Portal is actually pretty cool. The only problem is it's the Wii U gamepad.
yeah. Problem
Like,
is the
here's the thing. Like, no,
the
go
pro-
ahead. Sorry.
the problem with this console is that it's more reliant on Wi-Fi rather than the PlayStation hardware versus the Wii U that was actually
Bluetooth.
using the yeah it was using it was a combination of Bluetooth and obviously it was the console itself was streaming the image to the tablet, so that obviously the hardware was the main factor. That's why you got more of a a constant stream to it. Not to mention, there are aspects of games that, uh, you know, there are aspects of games that utilize the gamepad and such in such a way that I don't know if you're going to be able to do that through Wi-Fi if somebody decides to take advantage of it. But yeah, if they use it for gameplay stuff, it could be interesting. But you know, so far they're just marketing it as a streaming device, as a remote play device. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's essentially a Wii U gamepad, just because you have to be on the same Wi-Fi network, and you can't.
yeah, it's a Wii U gamepad.
Yeah,
Because like, here's the thing, right? They used to have remote play with the Vita, but Sony stopped supporting the Vita and they killed it. So they were like, shit, someone's using up the TV, and they want to play video games. Okay, what can we do? I know. We'll make a Wii U gamepad. Because
yeah,
Sony doesn't have original ideas. They just steal ideas from Nintendo.
yeah. Kind of made it just it's it's gonna be interesting to see how people receive it when it actually comes out, because the reception is ice cold right now on this thing. Um, so
I think here's what I think. I think it's going to live or die on what games utilize. Does it have exclusive features that it utilizes just for itself? If there aren't, then it's not going to work. If it does, then it might.
yeah,
You know what I mean? If
yeah,
it doesn't, it's screwed. If it does, it does.
yeah,
Now, personally, knowing Sony, probably not.
yeah,
Because it's Sony, and so like I said, Sony is not an original company. They don't come up with their own ideas. They see what other people do and they steal it. Like the reason you had the PSP is because Nintendo had the Game Boy. The reason you had the Vita is because Nintendo had the DS.
yeah, yeah. That is the case, unfortunately. But
They are unoriginal.
$200, which is probably what I was about. Seems to be what I was expecting. I kind of wish it was instead of that it was 150, but um, apparently you can't just use any ordinary Bluetooth headsets. You gotta use proprietary earbuds that Sony will gladly sell you at a premium. Um,
What those $259 earbuds?
yeah, that's
Those
probably how much they
expensive ass
cost.
earbuds they like to tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Um, um, let's see. That's pretty much it. Free topic, unless you got something to say about the portal.
Uh, and how can I say this nicely without sounding like a dick? Um, fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. Like I said, I think the form factor, because like I said, I was partial to the Wii U. I liked the Wii U. I think the games that were designed to utilize the hardware of the Wii U from the ground up are some of the better games Nintendo made. With all that being said, despite all of that, I think that the big issue that's going to happen with this is it's going to live or die on, does Sony have some games that utilize it in an interesting way? Like that new game from Square Enix that's basically Splatoon, but with the soap foam, like bubble foam.
Yeah,
If that used asymmetrical gameplay and they really put a push behind it to make it good, that could be amazing.
yeah,
But this is Sony and it's Square Enix, so probably not. Like I look at that and I see so many awesome things that could be done, but probably won't be done because it's Sony, and Sony just doesn't have the creative impetus to pull shit like that off.
Yeah.
You know? Oh well. That's just that's just how it is. It's
Anyway, you got any free topics before we call it a night?
uh well, let's see. I have only one thing to say, and it's about Starfield.
What's up?
And Starfield looks like it's going to be fun. And I think the game is going to be kind of trash, but the base game is probably going to be trash. But I think it's going to be amazing with the mods, what the modding community is going to come up with for it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess there's a Nintendo Direct Thursday on Mario Wonder, so I don't know. Don't really have
Mario
much
Wonder
to
looks
say.
good.
Yeah, looks well. It looks like
Mario Wonder looks good. Yeah,
looks like
and some new power-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elephant Mario and stretched out Mario. Hey, like, we've seen Mario on mushrooms, and now we're seeing him on LSD.
Yeah, exactly.
He's on acid, man. Angel Dust, PCP, Sherman Helmsley. I didn't know you like to get wet, Mario. What are you talking about? That wasn't weed. That was Angel Dust, PCP, Sherman Helmsley.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'll check that out. So that's pretty much all I got. I got nothing else. Anyway,
Okay.
Oh, you got something?
No. I just the only thing I'm gonna say is, whatever you guys play, whatever it is, whether it be RPGs, first-person shooters, just enjoy your games, and don't shit on other people who want to enjoy theirs. Unless you're buying remakes that are exorbitantly priced and were cheaper on last-gen hardware, then I'm just gonna call you stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Any case, they give your sign off and we call it a night.
Pimp out. Yeah. This is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor BS Busters. Glad to be on another cast, especially one that I'm not running. It's always good to talk with people. That being said, tomorrow I will have a cast 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna do a little something special tomorrow because in light of Starfield coming out, we're gonna talk about what would be our idealized, bellwether game. Also, the fact that Bethesda managed to get out a huge game with 1,000 planets on it, and yet Star Citizen is still in beta, and they've put it has like a $555 million budget.
Oh, that game's done.
And it still hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, I want to hear it. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, and we might throw some Legend of Zelda in there too, just because I'm feeling frisky. Anyway, that's it. That's all I had to say.
All right. Let's talk about. Sorry, tired today. Let's talk about Benito. Here to say, have a good week. Have a good weekend. Have a good life, and well, at some point, maybe I'll try to fit Sea of Stars and all the games that are coming out. But
You mean Chrono Trigger, Mario RPG,
yeah,
set in the same universe as The Messenger?
yeah. Try to figure
Oh
out
yeah. I mean, there's some good. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. everyone's like, ah, like Sony fans, they got that look on their face like someone pissed in their Cheerios. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, this is like some really good shit's coming out this year.
Yeah, it's like everybody's winning. You know, you got a console, you got PC, you're playing on Switch,
Yeah,
like
except
everybody's getting
Sony
stuff
fans,
this
they're
year.
the only ones who are like not winning,
Like
but
some, it's like you know, it's like they
everybody
everybody.
else is getting stuff. Like if you have a PC, you're good.
Yeah, yeah, you're yeah, you got stuff to play this year. Um,
You got look, listen. There is no excuse for a gamer to be angry this year.
no,
Okay,
no,
because all three of these consoles are mature. The developers who work on them should pretty much know how to fucking make them work properly. So there's no excuse for shit not running well unless you're a shitty developer, which happens. There's some shitty developers in this world,
yeah.
but that's it. That was just a little aside. Guess you can play us out, sir.
All right, guys, we will see you next week. Have a good life. Later.